Hi guys, Roy Stone here once again with Jamstone Magic. Been a rough few days. Those of you that have followed me on Facebook, thank you for the get well wishes and prayers. I've had some kind of crud. A lot of us have had this sinus, head cold, cough, achy nastiness that's going around. So thank you for your prayers and your get well thoughts and all that. And not quite totally better yet, but I'm on the mend. So thank you for that. Today I want to talk to you about our candy cane factory. It's one of our mini crystal silk cylinder designs, and I have several made up for the holiday season. We call it the Elf Candy Factory, and it's a great way for holiday performers, Mrs. Clauses, elves, Santa's helpers, Grinches, whoever, to produce candy canes to give to their audiences. So here's how it works. I like to tell the story of Glimmer. Do you know how candy canes are made? A lot of people, they might want to make candy canes at home and stuff. And so they need the ingredients like sugars and peppermints and all the good stuff that goes into it. Well, as Santa, lots of times I carry candy canes with me, but sometimes they get all sticky in my pockets and stuff. So Mrs. Claus got to where she didn't like that. She said, Santa, you can't keep all the candy canes in your pocket. It really gets all sticky in your jacket and your robe and your pretty fur. It gets all in that. So Santa, can you quit giving out candy canes? I said, oh, no. Santa has to give out candy canes. Well, Mrs. Claus went to Bernard, the head elf in charge of engineering, and she said, Bernard, we need a way for Santa to be able to produce candy canes and give them to the children where they're not getting in his pockets and getting all sticky. And he said, all right. And he came up with this. He calls it the Portable Candy Cane Factory. Now, as you can see, it consists of several tubes here. And he said that it works off of Glimmer's recipe. Oh, do you know about Glimmer, by the way? Glimmer is the head elf who is in charge of making candy canes at the North Pole. Oh, he makes the best candy canes in the world. Matter of fact, he has a secret recipe. Of course, he uses the sugar and the peppermint, and we're going to let these scars here represent our ingredients. But he uses a whole nother ingredient that a lot of people can't get. You see, Glimmer climbs all the way to the top of the highest peak at the North Pole. The highest peak is called Sugarloaf Mountain. And when he gets all the way to the top of Sugarloaf Mountain, he can get real close to the Aurora Borealis fairies, the Arctic fairies that flutter around in the sky up there. And he knows that if he can get them fluttering around real fast, they'll bump into each other, and it will knock fairy dust off their wings. And he can collect that fairy dust and sprinkle it in his candy cane mix and makes the best candy canes in the world. So he climbs all the way up to Sugarloaf Mountain, and he has him a little device like this. This is called a bellows, and he takes his bellows and he begins to puff that up into the air, and when he does, the fairies bump into each other and the fairy dust falls, and the more he blows, the more fairy dust he catches. Fairy dust everywhere. Well, he takes all that fairy dust and he puts it in his mix, and it makes the best candy canes in the world. So at this point, what I do is I bring up a helper from our audience, and I get the helper to come up, and I hand them the handkerchiefs, and we say, would you hold this handkerchief? What color is this handkerchief? And of course, my helper will gladly tell me that is a red handkerchief, and I say they are right. And I ask them if they will put their red handkerchief down into the cauldron for the candy making. And then I hand them this one. And I ask them, of course, what color is that? And they say, that is a white handkerchief. And I say, you're absolutely wrong. That is a blue handkerchief. Yes, I tell the children they're wrong because they are wrong. What do you mean they're not wrong? Yeah, see, that is a blue handkerchief. Oh, I know that it's blue. You know how I know it's blue? I blew my nose in it earlier. Okay, I'm kidding. Santa kids, it's not really a blue handkerchief. You're right, sweetie. It is a white handkerchief, and that's going to represent the sugar in our candy cane mixture. And if you'll put that down in the cauldron there, thank you so much. And oh, I see you have some of that glitter on you, or some of that fairy dust on you. And we pick some of the fairy dust off the kids. And let's see if we can maybe get a little bit here. There we go. And we take that and we sprinkle that down into the mix. Put the white handkerchief and the red handkerchief and the fairy dust down in there. We cover it with the white, with the outside tube, and then we take the inside tube and we put it in here just like so. And we put them all together, and everybody snaps their fingers, winks their eyes, and tweaks their nose, and says the magic words, "Merry Christmas." We will have candy canes to share with everybody. Aren't those awesome? Wait, those aren't candy canes. Those are people. How did people get in there? How did you all get inside that tube? Well, of course, that's not the candy canes. The candy canes are in this tube. See? Oh, there's the candy canes. There's our candy canes, and we can give out candy canes to all the boys and girls during our holiday performances. It's a very fun way to produce candy canes for all those that are there in your audience. I have not counted how many candy canes it'll actually hold. It'll hold quite a few. And it was quite the hit for our holiday season this past year, and will be a mainstay in our shows from here on out. These normally sell for $200, and right now I'm having a sale on them. I have a large portion of them that we've built up. I'm looking at my stack off camera here, and it looks like I've got about 10 of them. And normally they're $200, and we're going to run a sale on them right now because I don't like to keep inventory. I don't have a lot of room in my shop to keep inventory, so just as an inventory reduction, we're going to do a sale for $150. You can have one of our Candy Cane Factories while supplies last. They come with the handkerchiefs, silk cylinder, all the parts that go with it. It does not come with a bellows. You'll have to get that yourself. And it does not come with the candy canes. You'll provide those yourself. But it does come with both handkerchiefs and the trick itself and the instructions. Jamstone Magic. Find us on Facebook, jamstonemagic.com. Call us, email us, Facebook chat us, order yours.